Hi and welcome to Sonic Academy's video diary. We're in day 2 of the Prog House tutorial and I'm back in the studio with Phil. We're just doing a quick update of where we are with the track and getting the guys up to speed.
So we've done a fair bit since we did the first video diary. We've changed the riff. The first riff was probably just a wee bit cheesy, and we've sort of changed it twice. The first time we had a sort of more melodic break or riff, and we've kept that in the break, and then we've sort of done a sort of variation of that in the sort of versy bits. We've also added, sort of changed the stabs a wee bit. We've created a breakdown with like a moving chord with a moving bass line, so it's sounded pretty good.
I think that's what we spent a lot of time yesterday on the breakdown.
So yeah, I mean in the break we've got now sort of build up with sort of delays and a filter coming up, and we spend a lot of time just trying to get out of that break. You know, so how high do you build the break up before you can't get out of the break? You know, before when it kicks back in, it just sounds flat. So I mean, we were playing about with that. I mean, that's something that I play about a lot within tracks. You know, is how to get that. You know, how far do you build it up before you just can't get out of it. You just can't get out of it. It's too big. So what else have we done?
Fills. We were not fills, but fills.
Yeah. So we had a filter sweep and like a synth sweep that we had in at the start. When we were arranging out, we sort of basically just copied that, and we, after a bit of listening, we realized we need to sort of make them unique at each transition. We were listening to some of the Daniel Portman stuff, and like he's the master of these transitions.
Every 8 bars, every 16 bars, it's never the same transition, it's never the same fill. It's always something. He introduces new sounds, and he works really well.
Yeah, it's always different. So we haven't got that in yet, so we'll be working towards that for the rest of the day, trying to just get them more original. I mean, we have done tech tips on them before. We've got the sweeps and riser tech tips. We've got the edit transitions and Logic ones. So we'll probably be using similar sort of techniques in creating more interesting breaks. So I'll let you hear a bit of this. I'll let you hear just from before the break. So there you go, there's a bit of the track.
One process I want to talk to the guys about is one thing we've been doing the last few days is critical listening. Can you tell us what? Yeah,
I mean, basically, critical listening is listening to your track critically and picking out things that are wrong with it. And we were talking about this earlier, and we were saying, you know, how do you get to the point where you know when things are right or know when things are wrong? And I think it's maybe an experience thing, but I think the experience that you learn is that if you have an inkling about something being wrong, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's normally wrong. So if in doubt, throw it out. I think is what we used to say in the studio, and I think you get quicker at determining
whether it's good enough or not,
or deciding. You know, it's you listen to something and go. I think at the point you go, You should probably just go.
No,
No, it's not. That's not right.
I think you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. You know, playing tracks to friends and mates and stuff, they won't have a critical ear. They will be behind you. You as a producer yourself need to know. You've got to listen and go, is this as good as it can be? Is this right? Does this work? Does it really work? If it's get it out, get rid of it. Which is another thing. We've had a few postings on the forums about people being frustrated and feeling a bit swamped and a bit overwhelmed. Look, I think every one of us, from Tiesto, Chemical Brothers to Daniel Portman, we've all been there in the studio where you can't get something to work, and it's, you know, we get a 2-hour window to make these videos.
Yeah,
it's a week's process, you know. Of
yeah, I mean
tracks.
That's one of the things that we want to show you with this the prog tutorial, and it's something we haven't really been doing particularly well in some of the other ones. You know, it kind of looks like Bryce sits down or I sit down, and in 2 hours we're able to make this brand new track, and that's not the way it works. You know, we've spent a couple of weeks creating these tracks beforehand, and then we have to strip them back. We write big notes on how to sort of build them back together again. And I think that is one of the issues that we have with the tutorials, that we're not necessarily getting the depth across. So I think in this tutorial in particular, we're going to probably do something like this video diary thing in between the actual videos, and we want to spend a bit more time actually building the elements and sort of, you know, when you're in the studio yourself, you don't just build it and that's it done. You know, you spend a bit of time tweaking, you go away, listen to it somewhere else and come back to it. So we're gonna try and introduce that and see how that works in the tutorial. So the last thing we want to talk about is the mastering. And again, there was a bit of discussion on the forum, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, about whether you should mix with mastering on or off. And through most of this tutorial, I've been mixing with it on. And
tell us why, Phil.
Well, just to create I mean, I think it comes down to processing power for me, ultimately.
Right.
If I have the processing power to keep a master and bus on,
you will.
I will. You know, and I think it gives you an idea of how it's sort of going to sound compared to other tracks, you know, other commercial releases. I think and then you take the mastering off and it sounds completely different, but you have to sort of then tweak your mix a wee bit, and that's what I sort of did here with this track. I'll let you hear it without the mastering on.
What mastering have you got across?
I have got an EQ8 in high quality mode. The Mix Gel preset, it's just a handy preset using an RMS compressor. The RMS just sort of tracks the average of the signal as opposed to the peak, so it's better for an output compressor. Pretty low ratio, and then a multi-band compressor just on its preset settings. Have I done any tweaking? No, it's all just basic preset stuff, and then a limiter just to catch the very top couple of dB.
And this is just to give you an idea. It's not.
Yeah, this isn't mastering. This is just to sort of bring the levels up a wee bit, just to sort of give it that sort of
add a bit of bottom and top, just to depth.
Yeah,
and
just
stuff.
You know, basic mastering stuff, just to give you that sort of maybe more recorded recordy feel.
Yeah.
So, I'll let you hear with it on and off. We've also got a utility plug-in here. I put that before the mastering stage, and that just gives me another gain to boost how much signal's going into the mastering chain, and that's just handy for, you can overdrive the mastering, see what it sounds like, and bring it back, and you can tweak it. So I'll have a play about with that, and you can hear what it sounds like. So you can hear there what it's doing. It's sort of just
it's quite a big difference, quite a noticeable difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's bringing up the sort of low mids quite a bit, and the highs as well. But it's sort of just crunching everything together a wee bit more, and it gives it a bit of a glue to it.
But I think
cool. So there you go. That's how far we've got so far. We're intending to get the rest of the track finished tonight. Late. We'll be working late as always, and start sort of building the track and recording it in the next couple of days. So hopefully
Friday.
Yeah, Friday hopefully. So
fingers crossed, guys. All right, thanks for watching.
Cheers, bye.